Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back, and if you're new here, you're most welcome. Please consider subscribing to join this growing family. So in today's video guys, I'll be sharing with you all how I made this umbrella or circle gown with a V neckline. So please keep watching and also like the video if you find it helpful. So guys, this is actually the fabric I'm making use of in this project. It's really beautiful, and then I also have other materials here that I'll be using. So let's get right into the video. So first thing to do is to unfold the fabric, and then I'll be folding it into two, just the same way you see in this video. I've gone ahead to unfold it and then fold it into two by 90 degrees. And I've also gone ahead to fold again into two, making it to be 4 pieces, just the same way you see in this video. So the next thing is to be inserting her measurement, and her shoulder measurement is 15 inches divided by 2 is 7.5. So I'm just marking the 7.5 there, and then I'll just go ahead and draw a straight line from there, which will actually serve as the starting point. So from this starting point, I'm actually minusing 4.5 inches, which will actually be completed with a strap from this other side. Okay, you can take 5 or 6, which is actually depending on your own preference. So I'm taking the neck depth of about 7 inches, which is actually going to be for the front neck depth, and then the neck depth of the back I'm taking 1.5 inches. So I'm marking it there. So the next thing is that I'll be minusing 2 inches from my shoulder measurement. Our shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5, so I'm minusing 2 inches from 7.5, and then from there I'm still going in by 2 inches, which will actually be the point where the strap will be connecting upward. And then I'm marking this straight line to form the V-neck shape for the front piece, and then for the back piece I'm just making a curve from there. So guys, for the armhole I'm still taking the 4.5 inches upward, and then I'm just going ahead to mark her armhole measurement 7.5, but I'm actually making it to be 8 inches. Okay, so I'm marking the 8 inches from there, and then I'll still make a straight line from that point where I minus her shoulder measurement, because it's actually going to be a sleeveless dress. So I'm just making a curve from there. I'll just make a curve and then take it outward. So guys, the next thing I'm actually going to do is to be taking the length of the gown, and the length I'm working with is 40 inches. So I will still be minusing 4.5 inches upward, and then I'll take it all the way down to get the length of the gown I'm working with. And the length of the gown I'm actually working with is 40 inches, but I won't be marking it exactly at the 40 inches. I'll be adding extra 1.5 inches, 1 inch for folding allowance for the down part, and then half an inch for sewing for the upper part. So I'm actually marking 41.5 inches all the way around. I'm actually taking it like that all the way around. So guys, as you can see, this other part is actually shorting. Okay, so I'll actually be joining it with the fabric that is left for the downside. I'll actually be joining it when I'm actually done cutting. I'm just connecting this armhole to this other side, and then when I'm actually cutting and sewing, I'm just taking it all the way down, because I don't need any fitting for the rest of the measurements. And then from that point, there is actually a strap that is actually completing the rest of the measurements, connecting from there. And the next thing is to be cutting out everything now, starting from the back neckline, then follow to the armhole, and then the rest of the measurements from the side, and then the downside as well. So the next thing is actually to be cutting the front neckline. So I'll go ahead and remove the back first, and then go ahead and cut the front. So guys, I actually later on use a V neckline for both the back and the front piece. So yes, if you want a V neckline for the both sides, you can cut them together, but if you don't, you can actually cut them separately, just the same way I marked initially. So guys, I'm actually done cutting both pieces, both the back and the front, and this is how the both of them are looking. So guys, for this other piece, as you can see, one side of it is actually short. It's actually short, so I'm actually going to be joining with the remaining fabric that is left, So I've actually done joining, as you can see. So I will just go ahead and press it very well with my iron so that it will be flat. I'm going to open it up and then iron it. So guys, I'm actually done doing that. I'm done ironing from those places that I actually join, and they are now lying flat. So guys, as you can see, the piece with the V neckline is actually the piece that is actually going to be for the front piece, and it's actually having a joining, so I wouldn't want to use the piece that have the joining for the front. So I'm actually going to be folding this into two. I'll place the back same way with the front and then cut the necklines to be the same. Both back and the front are actually going to have a V neckline now, and then I'll use the other piece for the front and then the other piece for the back. So I'll go ahead and cut the neckline now. So I'll now be using the piece with the joining for the back and then this other one for the front. So I've gone ahead to cut two pieces that I'll be able to turn the necklines with. So I'll just take one of it and then place it with the right sides facing each other on this other side of the gown. With the right sides are facing each other, and then I'll go ahead and sew it on my sewing machine about 1/4 inch. And then I'll be repeating the same process with this other one as well. So I'm actually done doing that. I also went ahead to iron it, and then the next thing is to be biasing the armhole. But if you have a piece that can actually cover the neckline and also the armhole, is actually okay. But for me, I don't have, so I'm using bias. So I'm actually done biasing. As you can see, I'm done biasing. I also had to hold this piece that I turn it with so that I'll be able to fix the strap that is going in from the upper side. I actually hold it from this other side, as you can see. So I've actually gone ahead to cut a piece that will be completing the measurement for the upper side, and it's 4.5 folded into 2, and it has extra inches at the downside for sewing allowance, and it's actually wide enough to be able to fit in the space that I left from the shoulder line. And then I also cut for the other side as well. So I'll fold it into 2, mark 4.5 inches, and then I'll mark with my chalk to know exactly where it's actually going to stop when I'm fixing it on the gown. I'll open it to this other side and then repeat the same process. And then I'll be doing it with this other side as well. Fold it into 2, mark 4.5 with my chalk, and then turn it over to repeat the same process to know exactly where it's actually going to stop when I'm fixing it on the gown. So the next thing I'm actually going to do is that I'll open this up, and then the side I have the stitch is actually facing the armhole side. So I'll carefully fix it inside and then turn it over just the same way you see me doing in this video. I'll turn it over and drag it to stop exactly where I mark my chalk. I will just check it and then see where the chalk stops, and then I will take it to my sewing machine and make a stitch from there. So I'll just take it to my sewing machine and sew it multiple stitches so it doesn't come out. And then I'll repeat the same process with the other side as well. So guys, I'm actually done doing that. As you can see, I've done it with one side of the gown. So I'll place the back piece with the right sides facing each other just the same way you see, and then I will carefully take the rope and then fix it inside so it doesn't twist. I'll fix it inside and then turn it over to the other side, drag it to where I mark the chalk, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew it multiple stitches as well. So guys, I'm actually done doing that. I'm done sewing for the both sides, both the back and the front pieces, and you see how balanced the whole thing is looking now. And I've also gone ahead to hem the hemlines with hemming gum so that it doesn't pull out. And you also see that the ropes are actually not twisted, they're actually flat and connecting to each other. So you see that I still folded the armhole a bit because the rope was a bit shortened, so I had to still fold it in. So if you're cutting it, just cut it to be a bit wider so that you won't have any need to still fold it in and still stitch, okay? So guys, the next thing I'll be doing is to be measuring her armhole, and then I'll mark it over there and then take it outward because I don't need any bust measurements. So I'll go ahead and stitch it on my sewing machine and then repeat the same process with the other side. And then for the downside as well, I'll be folding in by 1/2 inch first and then still folding again by 1/2 inch to be able to sew round on my sewing machine. I'll just take it and sew it round. So guys, I'm actually done doing that, and this is actually the final look. I'm done sewing the downside as well. I'm done folding the downside, sewing the sides, and then the upper side as well. Everything is now ready, as you can see. I also went ahead to neatly iron everything down. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are still here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join this growing family, and also like this video if you find it helpful. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.